Good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor. Now, voting has begun for the first phase of Bihar Assembly elections. That is our top focus as we bring you all the details from ground zero as well. But let us begin with the day's top headlines. First phase of elections underway in Bihar. Voting underway in 49 constituencies. Fate of 583 candidates to be sealed. Minister in Nitish Kumar's cabinet resigns after allegations of graft surfaces against him. Avdesh Prasad Kuswaha says it is a high-level conspiracy by rivals against him. President Pranab Mukherjee will be in Palestine today. Ahead of visit, affirms India's unflinching commitment to sustaining and expanding relations with Arab world as it pursues strong relations with Israel. Russian President Vladimir Putin says Moscow committed to stabilizing government in Syria, defends its military operations there. And India continues its losing streak against South Africa, lose the first one-day international at Kanpur by 5 runs. Our top focus is, of course, Bihar today. The first of the 5 phases of elections to the state's 243-seat assembly is underway at the moment, while voting is underway in 49 constituencies across 10 districts in the state. Remember, polling began at 7 in the morning and it will end at 5 in the evening. Over 1 crore 35 lakh voters will decide the electoral fortune of 583 candidates in this phase. Now 10 seats in Samastipur, 7 seats each in Begusarai and Bhagalpur, 5 each in Banka and Nawada, 4 each in Khagaria and Jamui, now 3 in Munger and 2 each in Lakhisarai and Shekhpura are voting today. Now, BJP has fielded 27 candidates in the 49 seats, followed by 24 by the JDU, 17 by the RJD, 13 by the LJP, 8 by the Congress, 6 by the Rashtriya Lok Samta Party and 3 by HAM or the Hindustani Awam Morcha. And Moinuddin Nagar seats in Samastipur have a maximum of 18 candidates each, while Varsaliganj in Nawada has a minimum of 6 candidates. All right, my colleague Ravindra Shiran is now joining us live from Samastipur. Good morning, Ravindra. Well, after the high decibel campaign, the first phase of polling has begun. It's pretty early in the morning, but what is the atmosphere out there at the polling booth where you are at Samastipur?
Yeah, good morning, Aishwarya. The polling booth where I am right now in Samastipur, this is a model polling booth. Okay. But you can see the enthusiasm of the people. This is early in the morning, only the VRs. You can see the people right behind me. Different lines has been made for the ladies and for the gents also. But they are queuing up in the serpentine lines. And this is early in the morning, but people are very enthusiastic. This is a model election booth which has been specially made with all the arrangements. The seating arrangements has been given to the voters here. Especially you can see the red carpet has been given by the election commission to show that how important a voter is in this celebration of democracy. Special balloons has been put here to show the system that how democracy works, and this is so important for the democratic setup that a celebration is the word which should be used for this. Also, we have now been joined by a couple of people who has already casted their vote. Sir, आपने किस आधार पे वोट डाला? क्या जाति के आधार पे वोट, क्योंकि लगातार उसी पर बात चल रही थी?
नहीं, हमने जाति के आधार पे वोट नहीं डाला, हमने विकास के आधार पे वोट डाला. वो लोग आए जो बिहार के विकास को एक मेन स्ट्रीम में जोड़ने का काम.
You can see, Aishwarya, the people now are tilting from jati politics to now the development politics. Sir, अभी भी जाति चलेगी?
नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं चलेगी. हम लोगों ने विकास के मुद्दे पर वोट दिया है.
जी. Also, we have been joined by some ladies. Madam, क्या issues हैं जिनके वोट डाल?
हम लोग विकास के आधार पर वोट डालें, जाति के आधार पर.
महिलाओं की सुरक्षा भी एक बड़ा
महिला के सुरक्षा तो होना ही चाहिए.
All right.
शिक्षा और सुधार.
You can see Shiksha and Swasthya, these are the important issues which all the voters are now highlighting. And the special security arrangements has been made for this election, the first phase of the election, Aishwarya. More than 1.2 lakh police personnel of the CRPF and different armed police forces has been deployed in this Naxal hit belt, especially the Netra drone they are using for the first time. And this election is very important that the Bihar Assembly election is the first election in the history of India where all the 243 seats will go in the elections with the electronic voting machine having the photographs of the candidates so they can they can't confuse with the name of dummy voters.
Right. So now, Ravindra, now 49 constituencies across 10 districts are going to polls today. But speaking about the key contests in this phase, what is the latest that you can tell us?
Yeah, Aishwarya, in the last election, this the whole area out of 49 seats were dominantly won by the NDA, the previous NDA, which comprising the BJP and the JDU. They got 44 seats out of these 49 seats. But this time, the different equations, as you know, new political equations has been emerged in this area.
Yes.
So this is very tough for us to say right now that how the voters will turn out and what will be their preferences this time. But the key contest, especially Shakuni Chaudhary, the former minister in the Nitish Kumar, he is contesting in one of the 49 seats. Also, the son of Mr. Ramchandra Paswan, the senior leader of the LJP, he is also contesting from one of the assembly constituency. And this is a very important phase. And the 49 seats will very important in the making of this new assembly.
All right, Ravindra, thank you so much for those details. We'll keep coming back to you in the subsequent bulletins. So it's already early in the morning, but you can see the serpentine queues already at the polling booths. We'll keep coming back to our reporter and give you all the details from ground zero. And on a day ahead of the first phase of polling, a big embarrassment really for the Nitish Kumar government. Now, Senior Minister in the State Cabinet, Avdesh Prasad Kushwaha, resigned after a sting video surfaced showing him purportedly accepting a bribe. Now, Kushwaha, who is the Urban Development Minister, sent in his resignation after talking to Nitish Kumar. The allegation against Kushwaha is that he accepted a bribe of 4 lakh rupees. Now, the JDU has forwarded his resignation to the governor for accepting. Kushwaha, who is the JDU candidate for Pipra Assembly constituency in East Champaran district, won't contest. Now, the party will field another nominee. Now, Kushwaha has termed this video a high-level conspiracy hashed by his rivals. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi would be holding a rally at Bihar's Bhabua today after getting a green signal from the Election Commission. The Grand Alliance of the JDU, RJD and Congress had on Sunday lodged a complaint with the Election Commission over Prime Minister's rally that coincides with the polling for the first phase of assembly elections in 49 seats. Well, it said that rally's live telecast would be a violation of the Model Code of Conduct. Kaimur district authorities had also denied permission for the event despite SPG clearance. And thereafter, a BJP delegation had submitted a memorandum to the Chief Electoral Officer seeking his intervention for a grant of permission. Now, following the go-ahead from the Election Commission, the rally shall go on as scheduled. And on to other news now. Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was in Mumbai on Sunday. He inaugurated several projects through the day and also made key announcements. Now, prominent amongst them being the declaration of 26th of November as Samvidhan Divas. A busy Sunday for Prime Minister Narendra Modi. On a day-long visit to Mumbai, he inaugurated several development projects. The first was a 7,900 crore project for the 4th terminal of the Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust. It is expected to double the capacity of the country's largest container port in the next 2 years.
समुद्री तट का देश हो और पोर्ट सेक्टर वाइब्रेंट हो, आप देखा होगा उस देश की इकोनॉमी और पोर्ट की वाइब्रेंसी साथ साथ चलती है. भारत को भी एक वैश्विक आर्थिक वातावरण में अपना स्थान बनाने के लिए हमारे पोर्ट सेक्टर को मजबूत करने की आवश्यकता है, उसका विस्तार करने की आवश्यकता है, उसका विकास करने की आवश्यकता है, उसे आधुनिक बनाने की आवश्यकता है।
The Prime Minister also inaugurated two important Mumbai Metro Rail projects at the MMRDA grounds. The two elevated lines are Dahisar East Andheri East, which will cover 16.5 kilometers, and Dahisar East Charkop DN Nagar, which will be 18.6 kilometer long.
ये बदलते हुए शहरों के जीवन की अनिवार्यता बन गया है। अगर हम एनवायरमेंट फ्रेंडली डेवलपमेंट का विचार करें तो मास ट्रांसपोर्टेशन इसका एक बहुत बड़ा महत्वपूर्ण पहलू है। जिस प्रकार से हमारे शहर बढ़ रहे हैं, उन बढ़ते हुए शहरों को कभी लोग संकट मानते थे, मैं बढ़ते हुए शहरों को अवसर मानता हूं। अर्बन ग्रोथ ये बोझ नहीं है, ये अपॉर्चुनिटी है, और इसलिए हमारी सारी योजनाएं उस अपॉर्चुनिटी को ध्यान में रख करके होनी चाहिए।
Modi also laid the foundation stone for a memorial for Dr. B.R. Ambedkar at the Indu Mills compound. He announced that 26th of November, the day the Constitution was adopted, will be observed as Samvidhan Divas from now on.
26 नवंबर भारत के संविधान का महत्वपूर्ण दिवस है, बाबा साहब के जीवन का महत्वपूर्ण दिवस है, और इसलिए भारत सरकार ने 26 नवंबर को पूरे देश में संविधान दिवस के रूप में मनाना तय किया है। और हिंदुस्तान के बच्चे बच्चे को स्कूल कॉलेज में ही संविधान क्या है, कैसे बना, क्यों बना, ये बात बताने का ये रेगुलर व्यवस्था होनी चाहिए। और इसलिए हमारी सरकार ने 26 नवंबर को संविधान दिवस के रूप में मनाने का तय किया है।
Modi declared the 5 landmarks associated with Dr. Ambedkar's life will be developed as Panch Tirth. He said these will be made holy places to inspire those working for social equality. The Prime Minister also tried to put the lid on the reservation debate, stating that the BJP is not against reservation. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. And let's now take a look at what all is lined up for the day in day ahead. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav will address rallies in Bihar's Aurangabad, Go and Karghar assembly constituencies today. Now, polling in these seats will take place in the second phase of elections on 16th of October. The Supreme Court will today pronounce its order on a plea seeking levy of pollution compensatory charges on commercial vehicles entering Delhi. On Friday, in a bid to reduce the capital's high air pollution levels, the Supreme Court had said that it would order levying of a pollution tax of 1,300 rupees on heavy trucks and 700 rupees on light commercial vehicles to deter the smoke-spewing vehicles from entering the city. The indefinite fast by YSR Congress Party President YS Jagan Mohan Reddy for a special status to Andhra Pradesh will enter its 6th day today. A large number of party workers gathered at the hunger strike camp at Guntur near Vijayawada as his condition has weakened. Now, a team of doctors examined Jagan, as the leader is popularly known, thrice yesterday. Now, leaders and workers are concerned over the condition of their leader. The 8 farmer unions spearheading the rail roko agitation in Punjab rejected the state government's appeal to end the 4-day agitation yesterday and decided to extend it by another 2 days till today evening. The agitation, which started on 7th of October, has paralysed the train services in the state, causing inconvenience to commuters and huge losses really to the railways. And Breakfast News will take a very short break. We'll be right back. Keep watching Rajya Sabha TV.
Today we bring to you the Negotiable Instruments Amendment Second Ordinance 2015.
I think the ordinance in itself has created or made it much more easier for the individual borrowers to go and file a case wherever this is happening.
This has provided an immediate relief to all those small borrowers and the small businessmen.
Whenever we are working with fund houses and they have been, lending money, there are multiple check bouncing cases which we are facing on a daily basis.
Watch Law of the Land, Sunday 10 p.m. and Monday 8:30 a.m. on Rajya Sabha television.
Welcome back. Now, India and Jordan have agreed to enhance cooperation in counter-terrorism and defense fields. Now, during President Pranab Mukherjee's ongoing six-day visit to West Asia, the 6 agreements of cooperation covering wide range of subjects, including merchant shipping, training of diplomats, information technology, cultural exchanges, and media, have been signed. 10 MOUs for academic cooperation between Indian and Jordanian universities have also been inked. Now, the president will be heading to Palestine today.
The first visit by any Indian head of state to Jordan in 3 decades. President Pranab Mukherjee held talks with Jordan King Abdullah, during which both countries agreed to enhance their cooperation in counter-terrorism and defense. The Jordanian monarch has supported India's candidature in a reformed United Nations Security Council.
King Abdullah said that he fully supported the direction that the UN reforms were taking and that India's stand on the UN reforms was fully justified. Jordan will support it. He also said that Jordan supported India's candidature for expanded United Nations Security Council.
India has also decided to provide a line of credit worth $100 million to Jordan, the details of which will be worked out shortly.
And developing countries, we require energy for the overall development of our citizens. Food, health, education, better living standard, job. Large number of job creation in Indian economy is absolutely necessary. And for that we want to make investment. About $1 trillion in the next 5 years to build up our infrastructure.
MOUs that were signed today relate to maritime transport, an MOU between the Foreign Service Institute in the Ministry of External Affairs of India and the Jordan Institute of Diplomacy in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Expatriates of Jordan, an MOU between the Ministry of Communications and Information Technology of India and the Ministry of Information and Communications Technology of Jordan on cooperation in the field of IT and electronics.
President Mukherjee was also conferred an honorary doctorate in political science by the University of Jordan. The president will be in Palestine today, and ahead of the visit, the president affirmed India's unflinching commitment to sustaining and expanding relations with the Arab world, even as it pursues strong relations with Israel. The president's 3-day visit to Israel beginning October 13 is the first by an Indian head of state that comes amidst a growing relationship with the country in defense and other areas, and comments that India's support for the Palestinian cause may be getting diluted. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And news from across the border now. Well, Communist leader Khadga Prasad Oli is the new Prime Minister of Nepal. Oli defeated incumbent Sushil Koirala by a comfortable margin. He will now be heading a coalition government as his party, the UML, is the second largest party in the House.
Nepalese Parliament on Sunday elected KP Sharma Oli, the head of the Communist Party of Nepal, as the new Prime Minister. Oli got 338 votes, 39 more than what he required to claim the top post. Backed by the UCP and Maoist Rashtriya Prajatantra Party of Nepal, Madheshi Janadhikar Forum Democratic and some fringe parties, Oli defeated incumbent Prime Minister Sushil Koirala by a huge margin of 89 votes. Koirala stepped down as Prime Minister on Saturday, as required under the new charter. On Sunday, soon after Oli was elected, Koirala extended a warm welcome to his successor.
वो हम नई सरकार का स्वागत करते हैं आप? बिल्कुल, नई सरकार आई है उनको पूरा हैंडशेक कर दिया है.
Indian leaders also extended best wishes to the newly elected Prime Minister of Nepal.
We wish all the best to Nepal. This development is quite positive, and this will further strengthen the process of obtaining political stability and progress in our neighboring country, Nepal.
India-Nepal relations would be better after KP Sharma Oli takes over as the new leader, a mature leader, an experienced leader of Nepal.
Oli takes over as Prime Minister at a crucial time when Nepal is facing violent protests by the Madhesi people who are demanding changes in the new constitution. He faces the challenging task of not only calming the street protests, but also soothing tensions with neighbouring India and rebuilding the recently earthquake-hit areas in his own country. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
In other news now, Asia's two largest military powers, India and China, will jointly conduct combined military training exercise hand in hand from today to 23rd of October at the Kunming Military Academy in China. Well, this exercise, which would be the fifth exercise of the series, is going to bring together troops of an infantry subunit and a formation headquarters of the Indian Army and similar participation from the Chinese Army for the joint training. The motive behind the military training is to strengthen and broaden interoperability and cooperation between the two armies, as well as putting a number of other exchanges between the two forces. The exercise curriculum has been planned in a manner that participants will initially be made to get familiar with each other's organizational structure, weapons, equipment and tactical drills. Now, the 12-day exercise will lay emphasis on joint handling of insurgency at subunit level and related issues. The military exercise series was started between the two countries in the year 2007. Well, on to the big international story. In the interview with Russian TV channel, President Vladimir Putin said that Russia is committed to stabilizing the government in Syria. He stressed that without Moscow's support for President Assad, there was a danger that terrorist groups could overrun Syria. Putin said that more needs to be done to build coordinated efforts against the Islamic State in that country.
As Moscow continues to come under fire from international leaders over its military intervention in the Syrian conflict, Russian President Vladimir Putin has strongly defended the operations. Putin declared Moscow's main aim is to stabilize the legitimate authority of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad.
И наша задача, я хочу теперь вернуться к тому вопросу, который вы задали, заключается в том, чтобы стабилизировать законную власть и создать условия для поиска политического компромисса.
Putin told Moscow also wants to create conditions for a political compromise in Syria. But without Moscow's support, there was a risk of terrorists taking over Syria. Putin insisted that world powers must unite to fight such acts of terrorism, but said he was not satisfied with the level of cooperation from the United States and the coalition forces.
Если они действительно лучше знают и хотят бороться с терроризмом, назовите нам конкретные места, где укрываются террористы, где их пункты управления, склады с вооружением и техникой. Дайте нам цели. Чего проще? Но пока, к сожалению, мы до такого уровня совместной работы не дошли. Но, повторяю, первые шаги в установлении контактов на военном уровне уже сделаны.
Russia's intervention has angered Assad's regional force, including most Arab countries and Turkey. In his biggest effort yet to reach out to Assad's Arab foes, Putin met Abu Dhabi's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. In recent days, Russia has dramatically intensified its 10-day-old bombing campaign. Moscow says it is targeting the Islamic State militant group, but observers say most of its strikes have hit moderate opposition groups. Syrian forces too have made significant advances against rebels after Russia began its air campaign. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And more international news and updates in World Wrap. Iraqi authorities are claiming its air force has hit a convoy of the Islamic State leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi in the western Anbar province. Baghdadi was transported in a vehicle after the airstrike, but his health status is unknown at the moment. Hospital sources say several IS figures were among the casualties. but there was no sign of Baghdadi. 5 people, including 2 RAF personnel, have been killed in a helicopter crash in Afghanistan. The Puma Mk2 helicopter crashed as it was landing at NATO's Resolute Support Mission headquarters in Kabul. Now, the nationalities of the victims have not been released. The accident follows a suicide attack on a convoy of UK military vehicles in Kabul. 7 people were injured in that attack. The Iranian parliament has given a preliminary backing to the nuclear deal signed with world powers. The parliament approved the first reading of the bill, calling on Tehran to continue its nuclear program in line with the deal. The bill must now pass a second vote before being submitted to a clerical body for the final approval and passage onto a law. The opposition insists that international inspections of military sites should be approved by a top Iranian security body, leaving the possibility that the disagreements could still arise during the implementation phase. The Mexican government has made public the file on last year's disappearance of 43 student teachers who clashed with the police. Now, Attorney General Eric Gomez-Gonzalez released more than 80 volumes of that material. Now, there have been protests across Mexico, with relatives actually disputing government's account that police in Guerrero State handed the students over to a gang who killed them and burnt their bodies. An international panel of experts also said that it had found many flaws in the investigation. And shifting focus to sports now, well, after a dismal T20 series defeat, India lost the first ODI against South Africa by just 5 runs. While chasing a record 304 at the Kanpur Stadium, India fell agonizingly short of the target in the last over, giving the visitors a 1-0 lead in the 5-match series.
After a 2-0 series defeat in T20, India's hopes of revival were dashed after a narrow 5-run loss against South Africa in the first ODI at Kanpur. Batting first, the visitors were propelled by captain AB de Villiers' unbeaten 104 off 73 balls, which helped them finish at 303 for the loss of 5 wickets, a record total at the ground.
He struck it. Is that going to go to hand? No, it goes over the fielder. That's a 6. Gets his 100.
India started the chase well, with Rohit Sharma and Ajinkya Rahane pairing up for 149-run second-wicket partnership. Rohit went on to complete his 8th ton, and the host seemed heading for a comfortable victory until the centurion fell for 150. The chase fumbled as Suresh Raina was caught in the same over. With Dhoni at the crease, India needed 11 off the last over, but the captain failed to finish, handling out a skyer back to the bowler as India fell short by 5 runs. AB de Villiers was adjudged the man of the match.
I think the outcome was not great for us, but overall, if you see, there were plenty of things that went wrong for us. But at the same time, I thought we showed a lot of character on a wicket like this to, get so close. Frankly, we should have won this game, but it's all about how you play cricket. It's not about what should have happened.
Yeah, I thought it was an amazing game of cricket. Really good. For cricket around the world, I think close games like that bring the fans to the game, and that's what it's all about. Well done to the Indian team. I thought they played a great game, and I'm very happy that we came out on top.
India have been winless since the Proteas began their tour and now trail the 5-match series 0-1. The loss leaves Dhoni and his men under immense pressure going into second game at Indore on Wednesday. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And Indian boxer Shiva Thapa settled for a bronze medal at the World Boxing Championships, becoming only the 3rd Indian to win a World Championships medal. Asian Games bronze medalist lost 1-2 to Uzbekistan's Murdijron Akhmadilev in a closely contested bout. A win would have shot him off the Olympic berth. However, he is still in the contention for the sport as the losing semi-finalists will be fighting a box-off on 15th of October to decide the last of the 3 slots in this category. Now, the 20-year-old is only the 3rd Indian after Vijender Singh and Vikas Krishan to fetch a World Championships medal. And football legend Pele began his India visit on Sunday with no letdown in fan frenzy. The Brazilian was giving a rousing welcome at the Kolkata airport as he set his foot in the city of joy, with his first visit coming in way back in 1977. Well, the 3rd-time World Cup winner will interact with students at NSHM Knowledge Campus today. Pele will then reunite with Mohan Bagan's class of 1977 and facilitate the footballers against whom his New York Cosmos played a 2-all draw in an exhibition match then. Now, former Indian captain Sourav Ganguly, music composer A.R. Rahman and Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee will be present at the event, with tennis player Rafael Nadal likely to join on video conference. Well, on Tuesday, the last day of his tour, PLA will be the guest of honour at Atletico de Kolkata's ISL fixture against Kerala Blasters in Salt Lake. Well, that's all in this edition of Breakfast News. Thanks so much for your time. Have a great day ahead.